Hey guys, welcome back to OP Podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back. My voice is getting better. Slowly, we're getting there. But it is less raspy, but just a bit deeper. We're still going with the bass.
Still keeping that sexy tone.
Buttery biscuit bass.
Well, we hope you all had a good Christmas and a good New Year as well, actually. Because the topic that we wanted to touch on today, which we thought was good for this time of year anyway, was about setting new goals and the things that we wanted to accomplish in 2023.
Yeah, I think for us it'll be spending more time together, actually.
I think that's going to be one of the biggest ones.
That's one of the biggest ones, because we don't get to see each other as much as we would like to. So
No.
I feel like everyone's working so hard and we're constantly working and just doing other stuff, chores, if we're not working. So yeah, biggest part will be sitting down on the sofa and actually just relaxing together.
Yeah, because just to preface that as well, we do actually spend some time with each other, make it sound like we never see each other. But we just wanted to make sure that we move in the right direction in our marriage, in our relationship, moving forward. Instead of focusing too much on the other areas, which admittedly are still important, but making sure we don't lose sight of the fact that we're in this together. We need to make sure that we're okay, so that if anything happens, anything else happens on top of everything else that goes on, that we're okay, we can handle it, and that we can support each other through it.
Yeah, but that is one of the biggest ones, and I know we'll get to it. So partly maybe get travelling as well, because we do like to travel quite a bit, and we've put that on hold for a while.
I think the last couple of years, and
for reasons such as cost of living.
Yeah, there just hasn't been the money this year to head out to anywhere really. I mean, I think we popped to somewhere within the UK. I think last month or the month before.
It was last month. We've been, I think we've been away. We've had like 2 weeks of holiday. Not holiday abroad or anything as such, but just 2 weeks of being off consecutively together in total. It's been quite good. But yeah, the cost of living thing, we're trying to still wrap our heads around it.
Well, I think we're still trying to just make sure we can get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Because although we might not be able to get the salary increases to make sure that we can earn enough, the only thing that we can do at the moment is work more, which is why the biggest thing we wanted to do for 2023 is make sure that we protect the time that we have together and try and grow it as much as possible, because we also want to make sure that we are able to travel and not even just travel, but just go out, other experiences and, have our own dates and stuff without our son as well, because we always have him with us too. And that unfortunately costs money. So we're going to be working more, but trying to spend more time with each other.
Yeah, but working more, not just to afford to, I guess, go out or, splurge and things like that, but rather in a sense of like, working more to try and achieve our goals a bit faster, and hopefully saving to buy a home, because this is one of the biggest
that's the third goal.
Biggest goals that is, on many people's hearts, especially our age bracket. Everybody wants to get their own home at some point, but at the moment, with how the economy is going, it is quite difficult for people to match up with that, as in the salaries do not match up the pricing of the house.
They haven't done for a long time.
It's gone up ridiculously, and we're on our hands and knees praying that it comes down at some point and working ridiculously to try and achieve that goal and juggling other things as such. But I feel like it's been a hard year on everybody, a lot of people.
Yeah, it's shaken up a lot of things. I think for people just making sure that they can survive this year. I think that's been their main priority. I wouldn't say goal, just making sure that they can keep their head above water. And especially for 2023, I think a lot of people are going to be looking for the new things that they can do in 2023 and hopefully how they can grow and thrive and live rather than just surviving and existing, which, you know, to a certain extent we've done.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure anybody listening at some point during the year has had the same thing, had the same experience.
Yeah.
So just quickly running through our goals, at least in a little bit more detail, one by one. Spending more time together, like we said, that's the main thing that we want to make sure that we protect amongst everything else that we want to do in the year. But we want to make sure that we head out. We want to make sure that we have family time as well, but have time for each other. Like you said earlier, just making sure that even if we don't head out, but spend some time sitting on the sofa, just relaxing.
We enjoy that. That's what we enjoy, just sitting on a sofa and watching stuff. And yeah, it's almost kind of like Christmas night. It's quite nice because after we ate, we just sat on the sofa and just watched the movie, and that is something we have not done together in a very long time.
For months.
Yeah.
With a nice full belly, after good food, some drink, some alcohol. And then putting our son to bed as well. We were just able to sit and be content and happy.
But I really appreciated that. It's the most simplest thing, but it was so lovely. And for a moment there, you almost forget everything else that is going on in the world or any other stresses you've got going on. And, you know, for us both just to be staring at the screen, and it was just nice.
Well, especially around Christmas, just because everything stops.
Yeah, this is our first.
Like nowhere's open.
Yeah.
So and yeah, like you were, I'm gonna say, I think,
this is our first Christmas together as just us and our son, because usually we either go to your mother and your mum's house,
or your mum's house,
or my mum's house, like my parents' home, and we do that journey.
Yeah, and I think one year we split between the two, and that was
hectic.
I think that was the first time, our first Christmas like married, that we did that. And that was far too stressful. So we picked one, and then the next year we picked the other. And then the following year I think we picked your mum again. And then this year
we were just like, no.
I think you mentioned like, oh, you know, I kind of don't want to bother with any of that this year. I kind of want just to have some time for us, you know, be a family. Because
we've been so busy, guys, during the year. We've just been ridiculously busy, and it just sounds like, oh, but all you're talking about is you want to spend time together. But we appreciate that so much because, you know, we do see each other every day, like you said, but it's just
but it's not quite seeing each other each day is not really quite the same, because you can see people at work, like you don't really care about them really.
No, we see each other, we spend time together. We do everything together really, but it's just that, you know, that to be in the moment and not to be talking to you or hugging you
like,
while you're studying.
I'm in the middle of washing up, or, you know, you're cooking, or
I'm showering.
You know, we're looking after Ezra, or you're doing this. Like, we kind of catch people in each other while doing stuff. But yeah, that's exactly why we want to protect it more, because we enjoyed it so much this Christmas that we want to have more of that. Not necessarily Christmas itself, but just the time to relax with each other, and then broaden that out and actually do stuff together outside the house.
Do you know what? Like, one of my things as a kid growing up, and all I would ever think about was picturing having the perfect home, you know, and having family time, and, you know, imagine you both go to work. In the ideal world, you have your home and you both go to work, and kids come back from school, and, you know, their mum's warming up dinner or dad's warming up dinner, and you as a couple, you're both happy with your jobs, and the kids are also happy, and you have space, and you've got everything, and you get to sit down as a couple to just enjoy, maybe having a chat after the kids have gone to bed, and just being stable in every aspect. That dream seems so far away. We're trying to make it happen, but it just seems so far away in the sense of having the home and having that comfortability and that stability, it being financially or just stable in your career and stuff. But yeah, it's seems like a hard dream to achieve. But
well, that's one of the other goals that we wanted to make sure that we tried to make sure that we really focus on this year, which was saving as much as we can for a house, so that when we look on websites or apps or whatever it might be, we're looking we're seriously looking rather than just dreaming. Because I mean, we've done it plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure other people do it as well. And if you do, let us know. But pop onto like Zoopla or Rightmove or whatever kind of property website, and then just start looking at houses like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And, like, you've got no savings, but you're just like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And we don't want to do that anymore. Like, we have something, not a huge amount, but what we really want to make sure is that we move towards that goal of being able to look seriously for a house and understand where the next chapter of our life is going to be. Because it might not necessarily be where we're currently at or close. We could move all around the country, really.
Or even abroad, maybe.
Or even abroad.
Yeah.
If we save enough. But we just want to make sure that we're able to take that next leap, because at the moment we're renting at the moment, but what we really want is to have our home.
At the moment, what we really want to have is a home and just sort it out and do what we need to do. But yeah, we will get there.
Oh, we will. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, we will. It will happen.
We're gonna work hard and make it happen.
Extremely hard. Just
exactly.
Yeah.
And while we're working on it, we are also going to make sure that we finish our qualifications.
Yes.
Well, the courses that we're scheduled to do for next year.
Yes. It's quite hard, parenting, working full time and studying, but it needs to be done. So that's what we're doing. We have to make it work. And like we said, you want to move up the ladder in the world, you have to continue to work extremely hard to push through it. With that, we can do it. We'll do it.
Exactly. I mean, my course, I've tried to do it a couple of times already, and it's unfortunately quite costly as well, because I think the exam itself is just a couple of £100 just to take the exam, let alone anything else. And I mean, not just from a cost perspective, but just from a sanity point of view, I really want it to be done. I don't want to have to do it a fourth time. And they say third time's the charm. So I'm hoping that next summer, when I do all of the prep for it, that when I sit down for the exam, that I'm able to just smash it, really. Then I get my result, and then I'm done. Don't need to think about it anymore, and then I can hopefully move from where I'm currently at and then start to progress, like you said, in career and stuff from that point onwards. Because like you mentioned before, but it takes a bit of a toll with the fact that I've got to dedicate a lot of time to it, which isn't going to be as easy to give to me, because you'll have your own thing to do next year as well. While I'm studying, you're going to be studying as well. So we've really got to make sure that we find a balance, protect each other's time, and protect our time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's the hope.
That's the hope and the plan, exactly.
The plan. Not hoping, we're working towards it.
Yeah, it's not hope, it's going to happen.
It is what we are going to work towards. Yeah. But you know what, guys, if you have anything in mind that you want to achieve in life, or not even in life, just have one thing in your mind for maybe next year, and start trying to figure out a way to achieve that one thing. Because I think often we start off the year with new year, new me, and everybody sets up thousands of plans and lists of things they want to achieve and have done by a certain time or period of the year, and the pressure is too much.
I think people treat goal setting in like at the beginning of the year like a buffet. Like, oh, I want to do all of these things, so I'm going to fill up my plate. But you can only really eat things like a couple of things at a time. Like you can do a little bit of mixing, sure, but you can't grab the whole plate and shove it in your mouth.
Yeah.
So what I've been talking to you about really is making sure that we focus our time on a couple of things and do them really well. Because you've only got a limited amount of time in a day, and if you try and spread that out over 10 things, you're gonna do 10 things kind of half-heartedly rather than do 2 or 3 things with everything that you've got.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of pressures out there in the world, from every aspect of everybody's lives, really. And the last thing we do to ourselves is often be kind to ourselves. So next year, just make it one of the goals to be kind to yourself and your one single goal, and work towards achieving that step by step. You don't have to achieve it by January 31st. Give yourself the whole year to try and work towards a certain goal, and be kind to yourself, because I feel like when you're kinder to yourself as well, because you're feeding yourself that positive energy out of all the negativity in the world, you see the world a little bit better. Because you're kinder to yourself, you praise yourself, so therefore you give yourself that motivation that you need, is how I feel anyway. So that's one of the things that I want to also...
Not only that, but everybody else around you might not have the same vision as you. You might really want something, and deep down that you can achieve what it is that you've set your heart on or your mind to, or however you want to say it. But all of the people around you might discourage you from it for no other reason than they don't see what you see. It doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It doesn't mean that they don't want what's best for you. From their point of view, they might think that, oh, we just want to make sure that you're not hurt in the process. But if you really want to achieve something and you really want to push yourself out there outside your comfort zone, you need to make sure that, like you said, that you remain kind to yourself and remember that you're doing this for a reason, but that you also remember that not everybody is going to be there cheering you on as you go ahead and try and achieve your goals. Everyone's around you once you've gotten to the top of the mountain, ready to like, oh, congratulations, how did you do it? But showing up every day is the difficult bit, and setting your goal is more of a long-term mentality than it is of, okay, well, I'm just going to do this for a bit. Because, I mean, like you saw when you went to the gym earlier today, the amount of, like, it was packed. The amount of people that are like, oh, I'm going to start working on me. I'm going to be healthier this year. Give it a couple of weeks and the gym scene will be exactly the same as it was in November, October, September.
Guys, the reason why he said that is because this year one of my so I gave birth in 2021, and one of my goals this year was to try and get fit again. Not essentially snap back, because your body's never the same after you have a child, but just to get fit, because before baby I was also a gym head, a massive gym head. So I liked working out excessively, and it made me feel good. So I enjoyed doing that quite a lot. And we used to go to the gym together quite a lot as well. So
yeah, when we moved here, we got a membership together and went.
Yeah, we went quite a lot. Before I met him, I also used to go quite a bit. So, and when we were dating, it was the same. And then after we got married, we continued to go to the gym very often.
Yeah.
So when I had my son, obviously, a lot of things changed. So I'm just trying to get myself back into this, give myself something, because I feel like I give myself away to a lot of things in our lives, it being responsibilities, it being friends and families and other things and energy, work and things like that. So, yeah.
And that was really tough, especially at the beginning of once you'd actually given birth, it just seeing everybody and giving away that time.
Yes, it was really, really difficult. And you know what's also funny is just the comments people make. Even after you've had a baby, you would think people will be a bit sensitive, but they aren't. And uneducated is what I like to, my answer to that is just what I tell myself. Obviously physically your body changes, mentally as well, you go through a lot of changes. And I said to myself, I'm going to go to the gym this year, try to fall back in love with it. One of the people who actually inspired me was a girl that I follow on Instagram. She's also a YouTuber, Aaliyah Maria B, because she's into gym quite a bit. And I think I messaged her once to say thank you for reigniting my fire with the gym. And I've been going consistently. The use of getting in your head.
Yeah,
reignite my fire.
Yeah, you could tell. You know me too well.
I just saw him do a little shoulder shuffle, and I'm like, I know
he's singing.
He's singing that song in his head. But yeah, I've been going back. So since January, I've been quite consistent. And I have to say, what I noticed was around summer, so around June, July-ish, it got full. So January, it was very, very full. And then end of Feb, it settled down. And
really,
then,
all the way to the end of Feb?
Yeah, it settled down. So it gradually just lost its momentum. And then around June, July, it peaked back up again because people wanted to get fit for summer.
People want to work out for like 5 days straight and get like summer bod.
Yeah, to get their summer bod ongoing. And then that went on till September, actually. End of September, it just started to settle down a bit again. October was a bit still full, but not quite there yet. End of October is just, everyone's just fucked, gone. And then all of a sudden, after Christmas, like just the week before Christmas, I noted a bit of an increase, just a smidge of an increase. And then after Christmas, all of a sudden it's just packed again with so many people. So I've become quite friendly with some of the people that work at my gym. And I was talking to one of the workers there today, and she was like, oh my God, so many people are signing up. I'm actually quite anxious about it. And then I was like, yeah, me too, because we're going to get to the stage whereby you will go to the gym and you can't find a machine to use, especially the first 3 weeks of January. But I mean, kudos to people wanting to get fit and, wanting to reshape their lives, because that's what you should do. But if you are one of those people, guys, make sure you stick with that consistency. Be consistent with it. Go when you really don't feel like going.
Yeah, that's when it matters the most.
Yeah, if you're unwell, obviously don't go. Listen to your body, but go when you really don't feel like going, especially when you're tired at the end of it. Just keep pushing through. So stick with that. And yeah, I am worrying that, because if I go and it'll be packed and it'll disturb my routine that I've set up. So I'm worried that I am going to end up being inconsistent with it in January. And I'm worrying about how that will impact the rest of the year ongoing. Because obviously I'll try to pick it back up. And us being really busy with our courses and working full-time and parenting full-time is going to
trying to get those extra hours in and everything we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort, but it is worth it.
Yeah, I think everything that we're trying to do is very deliberate.
Yeah,
because we don't want to just we'll try this and we'll dip our toe in. Like, no, we're gonna go in. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
And for you, it's the consistency with the gym, just to make sure that I know you're feeling good. Not sure how that's going to work with lots of people around. You might need to bump some people off their machine. Like you're like you're clearly not using it. You're not going to be here in 2 weeks anyway.
Oh, I hate it when people do that. Like, excuse me, are you done? Oh, go away.
Well, you might need to become that person for a few weeks. You never know. Hopefully not, but yeah. But just before we start to wrap up, actually, I just wanted to quickly mention that in the meantime, from last episode to this episode, I've been tinkering away in the background and coming up with like some pictures and thumbnails and stuff for the fact that we have now put ourselves on some of the big social networking places.
Yeah.
Not really saying that properly, but there you go.
Do you know what, guys? The reason why he's saying that is I am not a big social media fan.
Well, I don't think either of us are really. We're not really big on posting everything about our lives onto like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or anything, because there are some people out there that are like, oh, you know what? I've made some peanut butter on toast. I'm going to tell everybody about this. Yeah. Like, nobody needs to know that.
No, it's not even that for me. It's just like, do people really need to know that? No. And I also I feel like there's no privacy in the world anymore.
There isn't, but that is a topic for a different podcast. But yeah, I mean, for now, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter, and there'll be links to all of that. Will take you straight there. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter. It'll take you straight to Spotify or YouTube. And I'm also in the process of sorting out a few other podcast sites, so like Apple Podcasts and other like Spotify, like things like Deezer, I think it's called.
Yeah. But guys, we are trying to let us know what kind of things you guys want to hear from us. Obviously, we're trying to also discuss topics and subjects and be vulnerable with our feelings. And also, I feel like a lot of people can relate to what it is that we're going through at the moment. It's just difficult. So we're just trying to cover mental health and cover a bit of being kind to yourself, I guess, taking it easy and
marriage, life, that what's going on at the moment, topical things really.
Yeah, so if there's anything that you want us to discuss, you can even send us your dilemmas as well. I am very intrigued. I love giving advice. Send us whatever topics you want us to discuss, dilemmas, questions you may have, and then we'll try to answer them as well on the pages that we've set up on our social media sites. It will be managed by the both of us. So, yeah, we're looking forward to receiving anything that you guys want to know.
Any comments, any feedback, any questions, any topic ideas as well. Like you said, so you'll be able to reach us in a few different ways.
Yeah. All right, guys, take care, look after yourselves, and have a wonderful week. Remember,
have a great 2023. Have a good new year.
And be kind to yourselves. Ciao.